Happy Monday. How are you? If you celebrate the holidays, happy Halloween. How are you today? How's your Monday going? What did you do this weekend? Did you play as hard as you worked? Did you do anything fun? Did you do anything playful? Did you laugh? Did you trick or treat? Did you have time with family and friends? Did you go to a party? Share with me what you did this weekend to play as hard as you work. What did you do? Did you have a good time this weekend? I know I did. This was my birthday weekend, so I definitely enjoyed myself. I ate good all 3 days. On Saturday, I spent time with my family, had my favorite dessert, which are donuts. So had my favorite variety of donuts. Spent some time with my family. Then we went to, I can't remember the name. Oh, Halloween haunts in Clinton. That was so nice. It was fun. In college, I went to the Woods of Terror, so I wanted to kind of shake it up. If you know me, I do not like scary anything. It is not my preference. I don't even like action per se. So I tried to switch it up this year. The last time I did something scary, since my birthday is so close to Halloween, was in undergrad. So this year I kind of wanted to shake it up, but I didn't want to go back to the Woods of Terror. I wanted to try something new. So I went to the place in Clinton. We went on a haunted hayride, and then we did like a zombie paintballing experience. And then we did like this dark maze. It was so much fun. I had a good time. Um, the entertainment there was so funny to watch. All your scary different types of characters dance and bring happiness and joy and light into the character, especially Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger at this part was hilarious. It's 3 different attractions, so you wait in line, and he definitely is entertaining. Make the time go past quickly. Help you turn it more into like a social party or event or gathering while you're waiting. And so that was fun just to watch Freddy Krueger like butterfly and twerk and dance and thunderclap. It was great. It was great. So I did that on Saturday. That was fun. Sunday. Oh, Sunday I went to trunk or treat with my niecey Pooh. Did I say it right? Trunk or treat with my niecey Pooh. She was Mae Jemison. She was so cute. I was a leopard yesterday, so we went to trunk or treat. That was really, really nice for a little while. Then we came back, played some dress up. So I really did enjoy myself this weekend. I played as hard as I worked. Share with me in the chat if you did the same. Did you play as hard as you worked? What did you do for fun this weekend? What did you do to play, to laugh? Are you celebrating Halloween? As you can see today, I dressed up as a unicorn, even though yesterday I was a leopard. Today, I picked a unicorn costume. I did a little face paint, played with some makeup, had me a good time. And then I thought, let me jump on here and talk to everyone and just kind of have an informal kind of webinar or informal talk session, chat session, where you can ask me any questions you want related to stress management. If you have some things going on in your life that are stressing you out, some things you would like to change, if you want to know about stress management, if you have any questions, I just kind of wanted to leave this time available so we can kind of talk. And you can ask me any questions that you want. So just share in the chat if you have anything you want to say. In the meantime, I'll just talk for these 15 minutes. Social play. very, 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 very important when it comes to play in stress management. A lot of us de-stress through social play, right? It is our go-to method when we're feeling stressed out, or when we want to connect, or when we want to have a good time. We involve other people. So social play is so important. It is one of the 50 tips, tools, tricks, or techniques that I use to manage stress. And so it's so vital. And I thought, instead of just giving another tool today, another tip, it is Halloween. A lot of people are not on, and this will be a great opportunity to answer any questions that you may have for me. Yes, I think that's a great idea. So I'm going to, for the next 10 minutes, just kind of talk with you and hopefully answer some questions that you may have about social play, or just play, or fun, or stress management. I'm here. You just write it in the chat and we could talk about it. We could chat. So in the meantime, I'll just talk to you about, why stress management and play is so important. Most importantly, we all have goals and dreams, right? So when I think of stress management, I think of it is what is standing in between of where you are now and where you want to be, or who you are now and where you want to be, or what you have now and what you want to have, right? So it's just a matter of how you manage your daily stressors, or the things, the challenges in your life, the people in your life, or all of the things that may not bring the best out of you, or make you feel more stressed, or make you feel disconnected. Is managing those things, whether it's eliminating them, delegating them, ignoring them, because sometimes that's the only power that you really have, is just to ignore what you can't control, right? And so with using play or using fun is a way to always stay in the present moment, because, as you know, play is a present moment experience. You can't play in the future, you can't play in the past. So if you're always in a playful mood, or you're looking for opportunities to play, then that means you are constantly practicing stress management. Play is a biological need. So it's food and water, number one, and then, of course, food, water, and then sex, and then play, right? Sleep. So food, water, sleep, and sex, and then play. So play is a biological need, is a biological drive that we have. And so many of us think that we grow up, we're not supposed to play anymore, but play is the key to managing your stress in whatever way you do it, whether it's social play, just regular play, if you're just adding fun to any stressful situation, if you are using any tip, tool, trick, or technique to manage stress. It is the ultimate way to increase satisfaction, joy, peace, love, harmony, synergy, all of the good things that you want in your life, is to tune yourself to the frequency of play. Now, it seems hard to do, right? If you're taking life so seriously, um, play just seems so unobtainable. And it also seems a little childish in a grand scheme of things, right? You have bills to pay, you have work to do, you have challenges, you have all of these things, and it seems very counterintuitive to stop and play, right? Because you're like, I could be using my time more effectively to do this and this and this, but we don't understand that play is fuel. It is a way to fuel yourself, to do what you need to do, to stay in the moment, to be motivated, to enjoy your experience that you're having, to be instead of do. And we spend so much of our time just being, doing, that we rarely just be, right? And playing is a big part of that be part, right? Whether it's relaxing, or praying, or meditating, or coloring, or exercising, or reading, or whatever form of play you enjoy, or combinations of play you enjoy. It is vital that you do that, because it is how overall life becomes meaningful to you. Because at the end of the day, life matters more to you than anyone else, because you're the person who's experiencing life. It's your experiences. It's how you see the world. It's your perception, whether you win or lose, fail or succeed. You're the person who have to live with the consequences, right? At least forever. And so life is for you. It is your experience, right? It is how you show up in the world. It is your dance with the world, your playing with the world, your interactions with the world that either increase your satisfaction with life or decrease your satisfaction with life. And so when you think about it in that context of play is a biological need, life or this life really only matters to me and those who depend on me for a short amount of time. That I need to do whatever I can, even if it seems far fetched or I don't have time or it just seems childish or impractical. I need to factor in the things that will bring me total well being, to make me happy, to make me feel like every day I'm living a meaningful experience. So when your alarm goes off in the morning, that you wake up excited and you're not hitting your snooze button 4, 5, 6 times because you really don't want to, do what's next or wake up. Life is supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be playful. And it doesn't have to be either or. It can be and both. Life is an and both conversation. You can be a serious professional and still enjoy your work and be playful and fun and enjoy being at work. It's not either or. Work does not have to be dead serious. Life does not have to be dead serious. You can bring play, fun, joy, laughter, all of these good feeling things into your most toughest moments, because that's how you humanize yourself, and that's how you take power away from whatever is going on in your life. And so play in general is so important. Halloween is an excuse to play. Halloween is actually social play. It falls under the category ritual and celebratory play. And so as a society, we use Halloween as a day where we can dress up, we can live our childhood fantasies, we can be the characters that we want to, be, and without criticism, without fear of people saying that we're childish or that we can use our time more wisely. Halloween is an official excuse to kind of just, not be yourself for one day or for a little while, or be someone else, or try something new. And so, in general, play has a big, 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 big it is a big part of our society. It has many roots just in how we feel, and we notice, like, the more work we do and the less we play, we don't feel well, right? There's a correlation between the two. So we could technically be working, but if working feels like play, then we're not working, right? And the master learns how to work through play, like make work an extension of their play life, right? And that's ultimately what we want to do when we're practicing stress management, is find a way to make work an extension of your play life. Let's see. Oh, perfect. I have a question from Andrea. Hi. Oh, Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Last night, I attended an educative event where I learned about type 1 and type 2 diabetes. I learned that stress can affect our health and lead to diabetes. Is that true? Absolutely. So let me answer the question, read the question out loud. It says, hey, Ebony, last night I attended an educational event where I learned about type 1 and 2 diabetes. I learned that stress can affect our health and lead to diabetes. Is that true? Absolutely. And it seems so far-fetched, right? So one of the big statistics that I ran across is 90% of all healthcare visits are stress related. Can you believe that? It blew my mind. It's what sent me down this road to teach stress management, because if 90% of all the diseases and illnesses that we're feeling comes from how we're managing stress, and we live in stressful societies, then that means we're constantly putting ourselves in harm's way without a way to kind of counter the stress or protect ourselves, right? So the reason why it is so detrimental to constantly be stressed, because stress, one, is not normal. Challenges are normal, but stress is not normal. And the reason why is because your body produces cortisol when you are stressed out. Now, in short bursts, cortisol is healthy for your body. It helps to regulate so many things within you. But over long periods of time, it is so detrimental to your body. It breaks down so much in your body over longer periods of time. So think of cortisol as your body always in a fight or flight kind of feeling, right? because that's the only way you can you're not really in a situation that will cause you to have to fight or flight, but it's a feeling that you're always feeling, right? So that means your cortisol levels are raised for, let's say if work is the stressor. So many of us work 8 hours. That means your cortisol, or your flight and flight mechanism is turned on for 8 hours straight. Or let's say one of my big stressors, traffic. So let's say I'm stuck in traffic and the whole time I'm just focusing on why I'm in traffic. I hate it and just thinking about all of the things that I do not like about traffic. Then my body begins to produce cortisol. And if I'm in, traffic for 2 hours, that means there's 2 hours of cortisol being produced in my body. And for every 1 minute of anger, it's 4 hours of consequences. So if I was in the car for 2 hours feeling stressed out and angry and producing cortisol, that means that how long, and because that situation doesn't end when I get out the car, because 1 minute of anger is 4 hours, right? So if it was 2 hours, how long will my body be producing cortisol? How long will I be in flight or fight, which means that I'm not activating my parasympathetic nervous system. So I'm not relaxing, right? How long is my body in this high alert mode where my organs are shut down, my body is not functioning the way it should, because it's temporarily it shuts down everything just for you to get away, in the moment. It's not meant to be for minutes, for hours, maybe minutes, but you don't want it for hours and days and weeks. And we're in such stressful environments, whether that's home, traffic, work, whatever it is. We're in such stressful environments so often, and that's really just the norm at this point, right? So if you're not constantly countering what is bringing you stress or the stressors that are causing you stress, then that means your body is always producing cortisol, and it means that you're always in fight or flight, which is not good for anyone. So it is absolutely true. And the best thing about it is I can't stress management is prevention, right? So even though you may acquire some of these diseases and illnesses from stress, you can manage them with stress management, and you can also prevent anything from happening to you, as far as like disease and illnesses that are caused by stress. And you could do it before and maintain, right? So for instance, I know personally that a lot of people in my family suffer from what's it called, high blood pressure, right? So part of my prevention is to make sure that I am doing things that counter high blood pressure, eating correctly, exercising, deep breathing, which is a really good one. And deep breathing is a way to maintain, the relaxation response without feeling stressed out or letting the stressors affect you. So definitely, that was a great question, Andrea. Thank you so much for asking. And yeah, anybody else has any more questions? Okay, let's see. Any more questions about stress and how you can manage stress? Stress management is prevention. It can only be practiced in the present moment. So it's also a little bit of mindfulness too. If you are in the past or if you're in the present, I mean, the future, and you're not in the present moment, it means you're not noticing what around you is causing you stress, what is a stressor, how you're feeling, how you're reacting, what's your emotional state, what's your mental state overall, what you could be doing in the moment to bring more joy, satisfaction, love, laughter, all of the things that make you happy, to increase satisfaction in your life, increase your overall well-being. So stress management is not something that you do once. It's actually a practice that you're doing all day, throughout the day. Self stress management is self management. So it's in the way that you perceive things, because stress, indoor stressors all go down to perception, right? So what may stress me may not stress the next person, and vice versa. And so it's all about perception. So we have to be in control of how we perceive the world, how we are perceiving ourselves in the world. And with managing ourselves and growing and developing helps us to manage the perception of stress, indoor stressors, right? And so we can kind of create this bubble around us to protect us from the everyday stresses or the things that stress us out or the things that we don't want to deal with. We just have to be proactive and be in the present moment and be ready to reflect and deal with some of the very hard realizations when it comes to the environments that you're in, whether that's your home environment, your work environment, or whatever environment. Stress is something that is not bad on its own, because stress is one of those things that can make you anti-fragile. So depending on what you believe about stress, it could be working for you, it could be working against you. But overall, just too much stress, whether it's good stress or bad stress, or regardless of what you think about stress, too much of it is detrimental and can hurt you, because there's a lot of physiological things that happen when you are stressed out. And so it's very, very important for you to know what your stress triggers are, for you to even know what your body is like when it's stressed out. Because for a long time, I didn't realize, like, oh, my palms getting sweaty was an indication that I was stressed out. Or sometimes I would get like tension headaches, or I would get pains in my lower back, or sometimes I would hear ringing in my ears. It wasn't to the point, because these symptoms, when you're not aware of what stress symptoms are, um, it can get to the point where you're having them constantly and you don't even realize you're having them. You just think that it's normal. Mine got so bad that it turned into panic attacks. I was having full on anxiety panic attacks because I didn't know how to manage my stress, and I didn't realize the early warning symptoms when my body was, showing signs of stress, or when the environment was stressing me out, or the people that I was around was stressing me out. I couldn't identify, okay, why when I'm around this person do I get a headache or my palms start sweating? Another thing is I would get like tightness in the stomach. And if you know anything about stress, too much of that can lead to ulcers, and ulcers are painful. I was lucky enough to avoid them, but just thinking that 90% of all disease and illnesses are rooted in stress, it's just mind-boggling to me. So this is why to me, it's purposeful work, it's meaningful work. It is why I'm here, because living is a shared experience. We all live here together. We all make up this experience that we're having. We need each other. And so with knowing that, you have to figure out, okay, well, if this is a shared experience, and even if I'm managing my stress and I'm enjoying my experience, but I have to, you know, communicate with other people, I have to connect with other people, I have to work with other people, I have family, I have friends, I have people who do not think the way I think, right? And those things can cause stress. And so when I start to realize, like, oh, now I'm managing my stress, I'm enjoying life, I'm enjoying myself, I add fun, play, laughter to everything. And then I realize, oh, why is it that so many other people do not do that? Why do so many people feel comfortable bringing, misery or pain or negativity? Why do people feel comfortable doing that? Now, of course, it is a biological, like, I won't say biologically, we are negatively hardwired, right? Because living off the land, you hear something in the bush, you can't be like, oh, I think it's a squirrel. Peace, because if it's not a squirrel, a predator, and jumps out and kill you, you're gone, right? So we're negatively biologically wired, right? Just from living off the land. It takes a little while to evolve. And so with knowing that, that it is easier to choose the negative option, or the option that doesn't serve you, or to choose to be unhappy when you don't have to be, right? And so when I started realizing, like, oh, many of us have goals, dreams, things that we want to accomplish, but it's just the lack of information about our bodies, about our biology, about our experiences that keep us from being our best self, that keep us from showing up as our best self. I thought that it was an honorable way to increase this shared experience to make it so that everyone can enjoy this experience. To me, I've always been a person that it ain't fun unless everyone can have some. So if I'm the only person experiencing happiness and joy and peace, I figured it out. It doesn't feel good to me to kind of hoard that information, especially when it's a shared experience. So I want to, make my life purposeful. My mission is to help people also do that for themselves so they can figure out what they're meant to do while they're here, who they're meant to be, where they're meant to go, or what they're meant to have. And a big part of that is just managing your daily stress, because if you let your stress, you know, continue, it will snowball in your life. And there's so many consequences, including health. And the health of your body determines the health of your mind. And your mind is a part of your body. But you want to ultimately make sure that you're doing what you can to improve the quality of your life, and that you're also being a light to help everybody else improve the quality of their life. And sometimes just by you being that light helps other people. But I took it one step further, and I dedicated my life to understanding stress and to teach people stress management, which is really just self-management of how to conquer your everyday stressors so that you can show up, be your best self, and add some much needed value in the world, because that's why you were born. That's why we were all born, is to be, the missing puzzle piece to whatever problem or dilemma the world is facing. We need everyone to show up, show out, be your best self, and grow and develop, and not let your stresses hinder you. You can take them and transmute them, and let them be the energy you need to fuel you to where you want to go and who you want to be. And so I think that it's very important work, and it is why I do it. And yeah, and I don't want people around me to be sick, disease, and unhappy. It's no need for that. So we can all work together and figure out how to solve our own stressors so that we can come together, connect, and rebuild the world better than it was before we got here. So I've been on here about 25 minutes. I did not intend to stay that long. I'm not sure what everyone has going on, but I just kind of wanted to pop in and do a informal chat session. Anyone has any other questions? Thank you so much, Andrea. That was such a great question. Thank you. Any more questions? What are you going to do today? Are you going to trick or treat? Are you going to carve some pumpkins? Are you going to a hayride? Share with me in the chat what are you going to do today. How are you going to play? It's Monday. You have 4 more days of work. How are you going to play? How are you going to add some fun, play, joy, laughter into your life? What are you going to do this week, every day, to improve the quality of your life? You must manage your stress. It is so important to the quality of your life. This is your life. So anything you do or don't do impacts only you, right? There are people who depend on you, but ultimately it matters to you and you alone. So what are you going to do to improve the quality of your life? How are you going to manage your stress? How are you going to add fun, play, laughter into your life so that life feels enjoyable? Share with me in the chat. Okay. Well, I don't have any more questions. So I guess I'll go ahead and let you go so you can enjoy your Halloween. Go and do something fun. Go watch a movie together as family, pop some popcorn, do something fun, carve a pumpkin, dress up. Just do anything that'll bring some fun, play, laughter into your life. You deserve it. You work hard, so you should play harder. That's right. And I will be back on Wednesday. I'm not going to give a tip or technique this week. I'll come back next week. And I will be on Wednesday, though, at noon for our wellness work break. So I will see you then. If you have no other questions for me, it doesn't look like I have any other questions. And so, yeah, I will see you on hump day. Work life warriors, go out there, enjoy yourselves, and seize the day. Be in the present moment and see how you could bring some fun, play, laughter to your life and those around you. I hope this helps, work life warriors.